Rick Pitino, the coach at the Louisville University in the NCAA, is the head coach of the Puerto Rico national team. And now, the anthems, national anthems for the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. Last night, the Puerto Rican national team beat Brazil 79-66. Great defense by the Puerto Rican team. Brazil only shot 38% from the field, including 12% from three-point range, 3 out of 25. Puerto Rico had a 52% from field goal percentage, I should say. But they didn't shoot that well either from three-point range, only 2 out of 13 for 15%. They did dominate on the offensive boards and the assists. But today they are facing a team that had the day off yesterday. So everybody's looking forward to seeing this Dominican team that is missing some very important parts. Al Horford, their captain and player for the Atlanta Hawks, won't be playing for them in the qualifying tournament in Mexico. And Jack Michael Martinez, the former captain, won't be there either. So those two players are very important players, or have been very important players for the Dominican Republic in the past, are not with the team. So they have a young team. They have a new nucleus of players that they think that it's going to be enough for them to qualify as we watch their starting five for this game.
Yeah, they have Francisco Garcia, who suffered a slight groin injury in the inter-squad scrimmage this past week, but it was really, he said it was going to be 80% for this tournament. He may not play all the games as we take a look at Kenny Atkinson. Atkinson, an assistant coach in Atlanta. He has been a scout for the Houston Rockets and the New York Knicks. He also, Carlos, was affiliated with the Republic of Georgia and the Ukrainian national team as their scout. Really some scouting and assistant scouting functions. But this is the first time that he coaches a team, and it's coaches at this level. And that's the question, really. As we take a look at the Puerto Rico roster, we will not see Jose Juan Barea. He's been suspended. He's serving the second game of that suspension. As, of course, Garcia hugs his former Louisville coach, Rick Pitino. Edgar Sosa will also be playing, former Louisville Cardinal. And we take a look now at the Puerto Rican lineup, and the key is the captain of the team. Yes, the captain of the team, in the absence of J.J. Barrera, is his former high school teammate, Carlos Rivera,
who has been doing a great job for the Puerto Rican team. Yesterday, he was the point guard, and he was the leader of a team that dominated the second half against Brazil.
For 62-year-old Rick Pitino, a chance to make it to the Olympics. He wants to be coaching at that level. He thinks Puerto Rico gives him a good chance of doing that. 2 slots will be available in Mexico City. We know that Brazil is in. Even if they finish in the top 2, the third team will be the team that makes it to Rio for the 2016 Olympics. And Pitino wants to be there, Carlos. And we talked about yesterday during the telecast when Puerto Rico resoundingly beat Brazil by 13, that Pitino had to do some adjusting at the Pan American Games in Toronto. But he did, as we listen to Kenny Atkinson. The words from Captain Garcia, vamos a matarlos. Let's go kill them. Now, they get along. Truly they do. You may not see that during the game, but after the game, typically these players hug, have tremendous respect for each other. They've been playing each other since they were, what, 13, 14?
That's right. And they hang out together at the hotel and all that.
They do. So they may not show that during this game, but after the game, typically you'll see these two teams come together, share a hug, share a prayer, get together, and let bygones be bygones. But this is a Caribbean rivalry like you don't see in basketball often, and that's the draw tonight as Larry Ayuso talks to Mike Bellado, Rick Pitino's assistant in Louisville and here in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico has faced the Dominican Republic twice in the Marchand Cup. They won in both 2011 and 2013. In the hemisphere, in FIBA Americas tournaments, Puerto Rico has a 5-3 edge over the Dominicans, but the Dominican Republic has won 2 of the last 3 as we take a look at tip-off. Orlando Sanchez, who plays for the Knicks affiliate in the NBDL after playing in St. John's, will go for the jump ball to open the game against Jorge Brian Diaz, who had himself a very nice game yesterday against Brazil. 13 points. Didn't get into foul trouble. James Feldine, number 10, also a New Yorker playing for the Dominican. He'll be one of the top scorers for the Dominican. As Ronaldo Bachman keeps the opening tip-off and quickly drives to the basket, guarded by Garcia. Brian Diaz is no good. And here come the Dominicans with Edgar Sosa at the point. Garcia, of course, did not finish, was waived by Houston, did not really play since then. I think part of the groin injury may simply be a matter of getting back into the athletic load that scrimmage between 15 players trying to make 12 spots for the Dominican. Puerto Rico also with 15 players. 3 of them will not play. Barrea out by suspension, and the other 2 more Harkless and John Holland injured. No good by Rivera. Over to Sanchez. And it's good for the corner 3 against Vasallo.
And that's what Sanchez can do. They are playing with a very small front line. With Santana maybe 2 meters, 6'7". And Sanchez was more like a 3-man than a 4, but they can shoot from outside.
And Bachman shows that he can do it every now and then behind the free throw line. He cuts the lead to 1 after the 3-pointer by Sanchez. Normally this team would have had Carl Towns and Al Horford playing for them, but that didn't happen this year. Towns about to start his first NBA season after being the first overall pick in the draft. And Horford disappointed the Dominican Republic, the entire country, by saying no to a team that scrimmaged and got ready, Carlos, in Atlanta. Nice pass inside by Diaz, but he can't finish against Santana. That was a letdown for the Dominican.
Yeah, it was. They were expecting for Hartford to play.
We see a step out of bounds on the drive to the basket by Sanchez.
But they have been very positive during the practices, practicing in Atlanta and then practicing in the Dominican Republic before coming to Puerto Rico, saying, hey, we may be small, as we see Sanchez stepping on the line. We may be small, but we're going to be quick, and we're going to have depth, and we're going to play hard.
A block and a foul by Garcia on Ronaldo Balkman's attempt. Garcia thinks he wasn't the one committing the foul. Santana, Carlos, when these teams scrimmage here, right here at the Coliseo Roberto Clemente last time, many weeks ago, Santana was the captain of the Dominican team, really their best player. Only a handful of those players are back with this team. Santana being one of them, the veteran, who's playing in Spain. Balkman has played in the Philippines, Denver, New York in the NBA. Of course, lately with the Arecibo Captains in the last couple of seasons, he's made it all the way to the finals, only to lose to the Ponce Lions. Arecibo being basically the third largest or fourth largest city in Puerto Rico. Ponce being the second one. As you see a little press coming off the made basket of the free throw. That's typical of Coutinho and his team.
They rotate into a 2-3 zone. More like a 1-2-2 zone, like with Ari Ayuso and Basayo at the wing.
Beldain outside to Sosa. It's good. Another corner three for the Dominican. Now back up top again, 6-4.
So they went into a three-quarters press, and from that they rotated into a zone. But the Dominican Republic played very well against that defense.
Basayo, a little separation with the off arm, no foul. Misses the shot. Feldy, the hesitation and the foul on the way to the basket.
James Feldy played in the Superior League this year for the Bayamon Vaqueros, the Cowboys.
At the very end of that season, you take a look at the three by Sosa.
He averaged more than 20 points per game in those maybe 3 weeks that he spent with the team.
He also played in Spain. Pass inside, deflected, and that's something that the prizes: deflections, interceptions, in this case steals. Ayuso for the corner three, no good. Didn't quite get the pass exactly where he wanted. He's now a veteran of the Puerto Rican League. Grew up in Mexico. Inside to Sanchez, but another quick use of hands by Carlos Rivera from the champion Ponce Lions here in the BSN in Puerto Rico.
That's something that Santana does very well. He hides behind the defense, and he got that pass from Sosa, but Carlos Rivera intervened.
Santana spent so many years in Spain, he speaks to the Spanish list. As we see Felden score. Believes he was fouled. Two-pointer, long two. He's chasing Larry Ayuso all over the court as well in defense. Ayuso doesn't take the screen. All the way inside the Balkman. It's good.
Nobody helped on that pick and roll there, and they are looking at each other.
You couldn't believe it.
Yeah, and Santana, Felden, and Sosa were blaming each other there.
Basayo goes for the steal. Garcia wants to make him pay. And a beautiful shot by Edward Santana.
So far, the press that Puerto Rico has been trying to set up after the made basket hasn't bothered the Dominicans at all.
Brian Diaz with a notion to shoot a three, drive to the basket. The ball is hit by Sanchez, put back by Basayo. Dominican up by 2. Sosa. Fully recovered, Carlos, from that tough injury in 2011 in Mar del Plata, Argentina, in the Olympic qualifier. No good. Long rebound, out of bounds. Will be Puerto Rico's ball.
So Puerto Rico playing a lot more zone in this game than they played yesterday against Brazil.
They just think they don't have the shooters on the other side?
No, I think that they are trying to practice against the zone and against good shooters, because this is a team that has plenty of shooters.
As we see now substitutions, Victor Liz, another tremendous scorer in the Dominican League, the LSB. In the game now for Dominican, Eloy Vargas comes in at center. And for Puerto Rico, we have now Von Collier on the court. See a foul. And it's Eloy Vargas.
Good ball movement by Puerto Rico. They started like in a passing game, a motion offense to finish with a pick and roll. Carlos Rivera attacked the basket and got fouled.
Rivera is recovering from a concussion he suffered in that finals and in the playoffs. But he seems to be in perfect shape. He's giving headaches to opposing teams right now. Ooh, a little behind the back pass to Collier. He can't believe the lane. And he gets the basket on the foul with his offhand.
A lot of gaps on the Dominican defense right now. They keep looking at each other like something is wrong. Somebody's not doing what he's supposed to do in the rotations. But that's the second time that we see an up and pass.
Look at Vargas. Look at Vargas. You have to cover a lot of territory to get to Collier.
Right, but that means that somebody else has to stop Collier before Vargas gets there. You cannot expect a guy to just come out on a hedge on defense and be the first one back to protect the basket.
And a hedge almost all the way to the half-court line.
Right.
Collier makes the free throw line, completes the three-point play. Puerto Rico's up by 1. And again, pressure off the made free throw.
It's a run and jump press.
Uh-oh, loose ball. Here comes Bachman all the way in. No good. And sent out of bounds by Sosa. A little slip by Orlando Sanchez. He wasn't paying attention.
Bachman had that steal, but I can't believe he didn't go for the dunk there. Trying to just lay the ball up. That's the reason why he missed the shot. He was being challenged by Sanchez, who did a good job trying to recover.
He may have faced Sanchez already in the NBDL. Bachman played for the Texas Legends, and Sanchez for the Westchester Knicks. As we take a timeout, Puerto Rico's up by 1.
Yeah, you're going to stay. Your stroke's up. Now look, you didn't get in 22, you're in the zone, so we're staying black to 5. Man, I want a guard-to-guard trap, guard-to-guard run and jump, okay? Sosa will leave his feet to pass the ball. Spike it, okay? We got out of bounds, or shoot a free throw? Out of bounds right here. Okay, now watch. We're going to run the power play. So you're going to fix it up. Boom, you're back. All right, we got our MIG here. All right? Hey, down there, let's play with more pace, more variety. Through, double drag, mix it up. We're going elbow. Go, when we get it over half court, elbow.
Well, you heard Coach Pitino saying that they're going to go into black, which is their full court run and jump press. And then instead of going from black to zone, they're going to go from black to man-to-man. And Coach Atkins was trying to recover, talk to the player about recovering on defense after hedging on the pick and roll. And also playing with more pace on the offensive end.
And he goes variety too. Don't just keep moving the ball, keep moving the personnel, keep running your plays. Bachman, pick and pop. No good. Rebounded by Vargas, who played at Kentucky in the national championship with John Calipari, who of course coached the Dominican national team. Then his assistant coach Orlando Antigua coached that team. Antigua now the coach at USF. You see a block by Collier.
Garcia tried to take him one-on-one.
Again, an open lane. No good by Bachman. He can't finish. Again, he misses. Is he already tired?
I don't know. I think it's short on most of the shots that he's taking.
Victor Lees. All the way to the rim. That's not exactly what Atkinson meant by variety, did he?
Victor Lees, who could have played for either of these two teams. He's half Puerto Rican, half Dominican.
Tough shot by Ayuso, and we fight for the ball. And this, Carlos, is exactly what we call guerrillar in the Dominican Republic and in Puerto Rico. That's guerrilla right. Warfare, not basketball.
Well, in that case, because they have been playing pretty, I would say that right now the offense, Puerto Rico has been clicking on offense. I mean, they have been doing whatever they want to do, but they have been missing layups. And Bachman has been the one. Bachman missed the last 4 shots that he took.
Unbelievable. As now we see a proven veteran take the court for the Dominican, Ulises Baez. Also, Angel Suero is on the court for the Dominican. And Sosa is being guarded by Rivera. Remember, Puerto Rico short 1 point guard. Sosa. Over to Suero. It's good. Beautiful three-point play. Beautiful move into the basket by Edgar Sosa.
They played from inside out.
Ramon Clemente is back in. Guillermo Diaz back in for Puerto Rico. Yesterday, Diaz started. Ayuso came off the bench. Today they reverse roles. Very ambitious pass by Rivera. And
good anticipation by Liz.
Yep, turned out to be a turnover. Try to hound Sosa. They grab the ball inside. Beautiful feed to Liz. And I think Patino wants to talk it over.
He didn't call the timeout right away, so that's where knowing the FIBA rules.
Sayo, no good. Rebounded by Vargas.
He wanted to stop the action, Patino did, after that basket, but he has to put the timeout on the scorer's table before that shot is taken.
Sosa. Slapped away by Rivera, but back in the Dominican's hands. And now we will have the timeout that Rick Pitino wanted. His team has seen now Dominican go on a 5-0 run to take a 4-point lead with 2.5 to go in the first.
There's a dribble penetration by Sosa, finding at the last moment Victor Liz got into the basket.
So Liz's situation is not that unusual, Carlos. We've seen a lot of players that can play for both teams because they have, you know, parents from born in one island or the other. And it's a matter of where do you want to play? Right. How do you feel?
That's exactly right.
Sosa is looking to pass on his right, contain him. So you get caught in a switch. Guard him, block the lane, don't help. He's looking to pass the ball, okay? Now in quick, here's the first cut. This second guy is going to be all the way up here. Do not stay low. Get above the foul line, okay? All right, now, you're in man-to-man here. Come back down. Come back down. Run horn special. Horn special.
Well, you just heard Rick Pitino talk to his Puerto Rico team about his former players.
Right. He knows Edgar Sosa so well. He knows that when he drives to the basket, he's looking for the pass more than the shot. So.
And the pass will probably go to the right.
So he would also want anybody helping on that drive. He wants the guy who's guarding him to take care of him, and everybody else stay with their man, so he won't have any avenues to pass.
7 seconds to shoot after the timeout. Lees will inbound. Over to Suero. Drives to the basket. Rebounded forcefully by Clemente.
Another good job by Collier. I don't think that he touched that ball, but he made him change his shot.
Another dribble handoff. Over to Vasallo. Open long two. It's in. And again trying to play with pace. And a deflection by Collier intercepted. As Javi Gonzalez takes the court for Puerto Rico. The backup point guard called at the last minute, given Barrea's injuries and also suspension. Collier strong to the bucket. Wow, way off. Tuto. Let's see if they follow the instructions here. Sosa launches a three. And a foul by Vasallo.
Good box out by Eloy Vargas. He had inside position even though he was on offense. And Vasallo had to commit that foul because if not, it would have been an easy rebound and bucket for Vargas.
His first, team's second. As Richard Cheney takes the court for Vasallo. Vasallo takes a breather.
Vasallo coming off the screen and getting the pass from Guillermo Diaz.
Nice screen by Collier again. Collier is a player, Carlos, that played for Humacao, which is one of probably the weakest franchises in terms of performance and also finances. At the end of the season, they have to be bailed out by the league to merely finish the season. As he stepped on the line for lead, not in agreement. But so Collier does not make the playoffs. Collier typically is a little underestimated. He's playing some solid basketball.
He is.
He's done something when Puerto Rico scores. He's done something when Puerto Rico has a great defensive play. Taking some room, and he takes the foul. He'll go to the line.
That's a replay. Cheney giving the ball up to Collier, and Collier with a good drive to the basket, being bumped by Santana. Will earn himself a trip to the free throw line.
Yeah, he's 24 years old, born in the Bronx, Roger Collier and Emily Peña. He played in St. Anthony's, and then he played for the Oregon State Ducks. He won less than 30% of his games in his first 3 seasons. But then, as a senior, when he thought he was going to get his chance to shine, he becomes a sixth man. He didn't like that. It took him a while to kind of reconcile himself to that. He played this year for the Benel Herzliya team in the Winter League in Israel, and also the Macau team here at BSN. 10 to shoot. Lean against Collier. Drives in the basket, and there's a foul, and then a later foul, but then a nice little pat in the back after Fielding got hammered by Collier on the way to the basket.
See, that's the big difference between Edgar Sosa and Fielding. Fielding is going to drive to the basket to look to score, while Sosa is looking to pass to an open teammate.
Baez plays in the Endesa League in Spain. Carlos. He's a classically trained Spanish League player, FIBA player, and the Dominicans are now increasingly going that way, Carlos, to get their players to become rounded players and have more success in FIBA basketball. As the pass by Baez is finally intercepted by Clemente. It's a bad pass. Clemente all the way. Euro step. But he's stripped by Faldin. Brings the ball up court. Guerrilla warfare. Javi Gonzalez stopped the play with a foul.
That's a good foul by Javi Gonzalez because Puerto Rico is not over the limit yet. So he just gave up that foul to stop the fast break.
Right now, Santana, Baez, and Faldin have all played at least a season in Spanish basketball in the Endesa League. Baez inside, but Santana wasn't ready for that pass. May have been deflected again. You see a substitution. Jorge Brian Diaz, 25 years old, comes in for Collier.
So both teams struggling on offense right now. A little bit out of sorts.
38% shooting from two-point land for the Dominican. 28%.
Nice backdoor. Excellent backdoor, but Guillermo Diaz cannot finish.
Again, he can't finish. Faldin. Bounce pass underneath. And out of bounds. Another turnover. That's number 8, I believe, for the Dominican Republic. Puerto Rico's only had 1. They just have missed shots.
That's right.
Including their only three-pointer. Last few seconds of the quarter. Cheney for the 3. Too long. 4 seconds to shoot. Here comes Baez. Lines up a long 2. And that is the end of a scuffle. An offensive struggle for both teams.
You're exactly right about that, Alvaro.
The Dominican Republic hangs on. They're up by the minimum against Puerto Rico. Tough, tough game. A lot of energy, but not a lot of scoring after 1 at the Coliseo Roberto Clemente. Look at those percentages. Puerto Rico's missed 2 threes. Cheney missed 1 at the end. And the Dominican Republic hasn't even attempted a free throw yet. Puerto Rico's been very careful in fouling. Only 2 fast break points. It seems like more than that. There's been a lot of quick transition, but they've been able to stop the team from making it all the way to the basket on the other end. We take a look at the top scorers. Bachman with 6, but Bachman's missed so many chippies.
Oh, yeah.
So many.
He missed 4 shots in less than a minute.
Yeah, he's 2 for 6 overall. And by the way, that was not an 8th turnover by the Dominican. That was their 7th. 7 turnovers in 1 quarter. That's terrible pace.
Wow.
And that's what's kept Puerto Rico in this game. As we take a look at Ronaldo Bachman making the first
Yeah, he made the first 2 shots that he took before missing 4 in a row. Edgar Sosa hitting the 3-pointer from the corner. Faldin usually looks for the shot first, and he passes when he doesn't have any other resource. And then who helps on defense? How are we going to handle the pick and roll? The Dominican Republic defense got lost twice in a row. So after a timeout, the coaches had to talk about that with their players, so they knew where to rotate and who had to stop the ball first.
Collier with 4 points, 1 steal, 1 block shot. Bachman speaking to Mike Balado. Balado of Cuban descent, he speaks Spanish. And so that was a nice coincidence for Rick Pitino. That's one of his top assistants at Louisville. And he comes in very handy here in Puerto Rico. And Balado knows some Puerto Rican coaches already. Had a chance to get to meet some. Interestingly enough, though, Carlos, Pitino did not really bring a seasoned Puerto Rican assistant coach on his bench in Toronto, and now he has only Richard Dalmau.
Well, he had Dalmau yesterday, and he had
Alan Colon this time.
Nelson Colon.
Oh, Nelson Colon, I'm sorry. Yeah. Coach for the.
So he's rotating the Puerto Rican coaches is what he's doing.
As well. As you see here, Brian Diaz, he's going dunk. They're begging him to dunk, but he'll put it against the backboard, and he scores his first points of the game. Puerto Rico regains the lead. We open the second quarter alongside Coach Carlos Morales. This is Alvaro Martinez, turnover number 8.
Yeah, but that should be a foul on Guillermo Diaz. He just pushed
Rigoberto Mendoza.
Right. El Vikingo, Rigo Mendoza, who's also half Puerto Rican and half Dominican.
I'm telling you. It's the beauty of this game. They could be switching shirts at halftime. Gonzalez penetrates. Oh, tough pass. Diaz travels. Beldine. Suero is nicely covered by Cheney. He finds Baez in the baseline. No good. Rebounded by Diaz. As Gonzalez goes flying after banging with his teammate.
Yeah, good rebound by Diaz there.
Now Guillermo Diaz, no relation, handles the ball. Always an adventure. Nine to shoot. Diaz with an open 3. Way long. He's got to touch it. He's got to shoot. Diaz does it on time. And rebounded by Cheney. Another opportunity for Puerto Rico. Cheney. I mean, Gonzalez all the way. He had a shot.
Yeah, he had the shot. I don't know where he passed the ball there.
But at least Jorge Brian Diaz gets fouled by Edward Santana, and he'll go to the line.
More substitutions for Puerto Rico, trying to look for some offense now. Carlos Rivera will be back in the game, and Isaac Sosa, the shooter. He's a heck of a three-point shooter. He didn't play too much last night, only about a couple of minutes. But Sosa, who has been also nursing some injuries, if he has space and time, he's a deadly outside shooter. So maybe Coach Pitino is looking for some more offense right now.
Jorge Brian Diaz was born in New York. His father was Ecuadorian, mother was Puerto Rican. He ended up with 13 points and 8 rebounds yesterday against Brazil. Did not shoot and attempt a free throw, and now he hasn't made one here in 2 attempts. Isaac Sosa, as you mentioned, back in. Great three-point shooter, three-point shooting champ in the Argentine All-Star game. Tough shot by Baez against Diaz, and he makes the shot.
Nice drive to the basket, yeah.
Dominican regains the lead. It's a seesaw battle here. Cheney. Denied by Suero. Now he finally drops it off. Pocket pass. Diaz, and he scores.
Very good pass by Cheney right there.
Suero outside to Santana for the 3. It's in. Edward Santana with a 3.
Well, guess what? If I was Coach Pitino, I wouldn't mind that shot by Edward Santana. He's not a good three-point shooter. And
lucky shot.
Yeah, he took it with confidence, and maybe he will take a couple more, and things will go back to normal.
Well, deflected by Santana. There's 8 seconds to shoot. Luis Villafaña makes his Marchand Cup debut.
Yeah, he was the only Puerto Rican player that didn't see action last night against Brazil.
Danny Vasallo back on the court. The Dominican, Garcia and Vargas back in. Suero and Santana take a breather, especially Santana playing hard minutes. 8 seconds to shoot. Victor Lee's back in the game for the Dominican as well. And also Vikingo guarding Sosa. Oh, bad pass by Rivera. Sosa flared out and then cut to the basket to do a backdoor, but the pass was intended to reach the flare, not the cut. Yafanya lost track of Vargas and gave him a hard foul.
That's an unsportsmanlike foul.
Yeah,
that's the way it's going to be called right here.
He lost about 20 pounds. He lost about 9 kilos. Watch him pull the shirt of Vargas as he lost him. And he knows he's going to dunk it, so he does his best to stop him.
So 2 shots plus possession for the Dominican Republic is a penalty for a sportsmanlike foul. Vargas just slipped the pick and roll. He went out like he was going to run a pick and roll. He saw that Villafaña was hedging before it was needed, so he just went to the basket.
Vargas this year had a very interesting year. He ended up, Carlos, playing 30 games in the NBDL for the LA Defenders, and then 21 games for the Vaqueros team, where Valdin ended up playing at the end of the season. And then Vargas ended up playing 26 games for the Santiago Metro.
The champion.
Yep. Oh, contact, but Bachman took the worst of it. He already had a toe injury of some sort yesterday. Liz for the 3. No good. Rebounded by Rivera. Carlos.
Wow.
Finishes the hand.
A lot of contact there also.
Yep. Off the hands apparently of Vargas. The problem with letting that contact go, Carlos, is somehow this is going to have consequences in the second half.
And somebody can get injured too. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes the referee decides that they're going to let them play and that they don't want to get involved too much in the game. But some contact you have to call it.
Villafaña out of the game. He's there just to give Diaz a breather. As Vasallo loses the handle. Back to Liz. Nice Euro step. Put by El Vikingo Mendoza. Rigo scores his first 2 in the tournament. Dominican now up by 5.
Putting a lot of pressure now. Francisco Garcia playing at the 4th spot, something that he had never done for the Dominican Republic before.
And you see a foul by Liz and bodies flying.
Well, Coach Atkinson told him before in training that he would be playing as a 4 sometimes. And he said, yeah, whatever is needed from me, whatever you need, whichever way I can help my team, I will do it. So now he's guarding Ronaldo Bachman.
El Flaco Garcia. Flaco meaning thin. Diaz guarded by Garcia right now. Bachman, little backdoor action, but he can't make another one. He may have been held a little bit. Bachman's just frustrated right now.
He was open right there. You have no excuse to miss that one.
Vargas.
Nice move.
Against Sosa.
Yes, sir.
He knew that Sosa was going to fish for the ball. He turned real quick away from him.
Yeah.
Protecting the ball.
He protected the ball like a guard. And now the Dominican Republic with the largest lead in the game right now, 7 points.
3-point shot by Sosa. It's good.
That's what he does.
This game.
That's what he does. We were talking before about Heslip and all these guys that are great shooters. Well, this guy can be in that level also.
Garcia with a long 3. He's good too.
Talking about a great 3-point shooter.
That's great. 7-point game. The Dominican up ahead. Bachman being hounded by Garcia. Wily vets here. Rivera tries to dribble. Penetrates all the way in. It's good.
Good drive by Carlos Rivera. The handoff. Gave the ball up and then got it back. And drove to the basket.
Vargas. Mid-range shot. No good. Rivera tries to shake. Vargas. Blocked finally by Garcia. And there's a foul too on that play.
Another good move by Carlos Rivera there.
We're seeing a lot of one-on-one play though by both teams, especially Puerto Rico when you compare to Puerto Rico playing last night against Brazil. A lot more dribble penetration, a lot more.
Well, they're running their pick and roll offense, bro. They're high pick and roll offense. It might look like one-on-one, but I'm telling you that's part of the system right there.
Timeout. Dominicans up by 5, 4:42 to go in the first half.
Place. You take it over, now they run their offense 3-3-3. I like to know what offense you guys are running down there, I really do, because I don't recognize what you're running at all. You switch onto the big guy, right? You can't just let him wheel around you. If he knocks you over, it's one thing. You can't like let the Eloy Vargas go right around you. Now you're in a black press. They will turn. Francisco, you go set it. Right. Hey, yeah. Hey, but we keep playing. We good.
Kenny Atkinson is married to a Hispanic wife, so he's exposed to Spanish that way to his in-laws, his wife's family. And his Spanish, Carlos, is actually not that bad.
No, he
heavily accented, but not that bad.
He conducted interviews in Spanish in the Dominican Republic. I heard one of them.
Interesting, though, his staff is almost made up entirely of Americans, including Bill Baino, who is now the longest tenured coach in that staff.
And they have a problem with that, Alvaro, which is that some of the Dominican players don't speak English. That's not the problem that Puerto Rico has, even though their coaches are also Americans. The thing with the players from the Puerto Rico national team, all of them have played basketball in the States.
Rivera makes the first free throw. David Diaz is their only assistant Dominican. He currently coaches the Leones de Santo Domingo. He ended up coaching Indios de San Francisco to the championship a couple of seasons ago.
For instance, Rigo Mendoza, whenever coach says something in English, Edgar Sosa has been translating to Rigo Mendoza, saying whatever Akin says in English, in Spanish to Rigo.
Rivera makes both, pressure off a free throw.
Same thing with Victor Liz. This match again, Santana was with Carlos Rivera for a moment. The Dominicans didn't recognize that.
Sosa to Liz, open three. In and out. Rebounded by Santana. He loses the handle and off Santana into the hands of Rivera. Bounce pass. No room for Vasallo down there. Sosa for the three.
Great rebound by
Great rebound and a putback against the backboard by Diaz. Liz. Over to Garcia. Sosa.
That's a foul. Yes, sir. Sosa was out of position trying to rotate back to Garcia. The closeout was a little bit late. Garcia put the ball on the floor, and that cost him the foul up. While we see the good offensive rebound by Jorge Brian Diaz in traffic.
Santana just got out of position. Either he just missed Diaz here.
And then we see the foul by Sosa.
And the claim of responsibility.
Puerto Rico with only 2 team fouls. The Dominican Republic with 3.
Sanchez comes back into a 1-point game. So does Feldin.
So zone by Puerto Rico now. It's a matchup zone.
Clemente's in for Puerto Rico. It's a very small lineup for Puerto Rico. Really for both.
Well, right. It's even smaller for the Dominican, I would say.
Rivera playing heavy minutes. No Barea tonight, suspended by FIBA. Behavior towards the referees at the Pan American game. Vasallo.
Great drive by Vasallo. Finishing with that small floater that he has in his repertoire when he drives to the basket.
Sosa against Bachman. Pushes off. And he scores.
Very good move by Sosa there. They are taking advantage of those switches. I mean, the Dominicans are.
Bachman inside. Blocked by Santana. Feldin in traffic. He gets fouled before the shot.
He's going to shoot first and ask questions later.
He'll go to the line. I mentioned that Feldin played in the Spanish League this year. If you take a look at Bachman being blocked resoundingly by Santana.
That was a very nice block by Santana.
James Earl Feldin Padilla was born in New York City. His mother is from Montecristi in Cibao, which is the area near Santiago, in the north-central part of the Dominican Republic. Played at Quinnipiac College for 4 seasons, and last year he played for Cantu. He did play for Fuenlabrada in the Desa League. He scored 37 points against Valencia in 1 game. That's the most points scored against Valencia that season.
And he will be going to Greece this coming season.
With Panathinaikos, he just signed. Strip by Santana. Inside, running the court is Edward Santana.
Great transition offense by the Dominicans. And Renaldo Bachman is...
Oh, no. He's down, holding up his right foot. I believe he was hurting from his left toe yesterday. Let's see what happened here at the end.
He goes for the steal. He doesn't get it.
He tripped, and then he fell. Still is not getting up. Holding his left ankle. Or, oh, no, Carlos. This could be worse. He hurt himself before he landed. This could be a significant blow. As they're treating that left foot, left ankle, the Achilles area. Oh, no. Let's take a look again to see if we can take a look. So far, so good. Look, it's his right. See, he jumps. He's already. That's right, it's his left foot, and he jumped, and he landed awkwardly because he's already hurt, trying to favor the left foot. He's still in great pain. But he finally gets up.
Yeah. Enrico Encarnacion, the trainer, on his right.
Not putting any weight on that left foot.
Dr. Molinari on the right.
Puerto Rican team doctor. And Garcia comes over. He's been guarding Bachman. Again, this is typical, Carlos. Chippiness, physical play, and then a hug and a kiss.
They're good friends. Everybody here, I mean, people in the stands, the fans, they don't understand how good friends these players from the Dominican and the Puerto Ricans are. They hang out together at the hotel. That I can start by saying that.
Enough said, right?
Yep.
Bachman's going back to the training room as Vasallo launches a 3. No good. Rebounded by Baez. Puerto Rico down by 5. 2 minutes to go in the half. Garcia. Oh, Baez has been waiting, expecting that fantasy pass. Tries to drive again. Back to Diaz. Underneath the basket, Vasallo lays it in. Better be lucky than good, huh?
Short jumper by Diaz that didn't go iron, and it was like a pass to Vasallo.
Feldin all the way to the basket. No, Sanchez drives. And he draws the foul from Clemente. He'll go to the line.
See, the Dominicans are very difficult to defend because they have shooters, and all of them can put the ball on the floor and get to the basket. Like, for instance, Sosa is a good shooter, but he's not a great driver to the basket. Ayuso isn't either. But you see the Dominicans, they spread you out, and all of them are good shooters, and all of them can drive to the basket if you close out too early.
We have now 2 shooting guards at the point in Liz and Feldin. As we take a look at Orlando Sanchez, 27 years old, born in the Dominican, nicknamed Primo. He spent the 2008-2009 season in Spain with Ferrayas Los Llanos Ellín in the EVA, one of the Spanish lower divisions. Played in 28 games, and he went to Montrose College for 2 seasons, and then went to St. John's. He also played for the Metros de Santiago, the championship team in the LSP in the Dominican Republic, Superior Basketball League. Another tough shot by Rivera.
Yeah, Rivera should have taken that three-point shot when he was open.
Euro step by Sanchez. Lean trying to play with Sosa. Minute 10 to go. Sosa in no man's land right now. And Liz. Over to Fildine. Bias for the corner three. Great box out by Puerto Rico.
Yeah, and Puerto Rico was lucky there because they played that offense perfectly, the Dominicans did.
Oh, sloppy pass by Sosa. And no backcourt. Clemente made sure of that. He attacks the basket. And it's in. And now Atkinson wants a timeout. It's still a 5-point Dominican lead with less than 40 seconds to go. Sorry, 3-point now with a basket. Made basket by Clemente.
Yeah, that was a play that was a broken play. Clemente just did the best that he could with that play. Very difficult shot. Good help by Eulis Vaz, but Ramon Clemente was able to put it inside.
Played for former Argentine national team head coach Julio Lamas in Obras Sanitarias this year in Argentina. David Diaz on the left, Atkinson speaking. Listen to him now. Bill Baino behind him.
Hey, we go for a 2-for-1 tonight, all right? 2 for 1, so we'll run that rub stat. James, you got it. You two just kind of walk up together. We got to go with a little pace. EB, you set the first one, come off. Boom, you're rolling to the rim. Francisco, you're out that way. James, you got rim, you got kick, you got layup. 2 for 1, all right? So we got to go into it with some pace.
Notice how the only other voice within that huddle is Francisco Garcia's.
He's very happy with the way that they're running the offense. He says if we keep playing like that, it doesn't matter who takes the shot.
He is definitely the captain.
And they want to go for a 2-for-1, something that some FIBA teams don't do, but it's very usual in the NBA.
He says, I want to see pace. Let's see if he gets it in this first part of the 2-for-1. Fildine scores.
Good job. Very good job.
He will hand off to Rivera. Off the screen, Sosa. No good. They're going to get the 2-for-1. Let's see what they can do with the other end of the 2-for-1. Garcia with a long three. No good. That, with a shot by Vasallo, will be the end of the half. The Dominican Republic beating Puerto Rico 38-33 at the half, with 7 points for Edward Santana, and Puerto Rico being led by Danny Vasallos, 8 points. Jorge Brian Diaz has 6 points, as does Ronaldo Bachman, and we'll get some kind of medical report on Bachman, Carlos, hopefully before the third quarter. He had some sort of left lower leg injury, left foot or perhaps Achilles or ankle injury, and he couldn't put any weight. After that, he had to be taken to the dressing room. We'll see if we have any initial report, and that would be a significant blow for Puerto Rico. We've talked about it before. If you take a look at these first half stats, Bachman plays a certain way, full tilt,
right,
and with a lot of contact and physicality, and always giving up centimeters and kilos to opponents.
Usually when he plays the center position.
Right. So what happens is when you play 10 games in 12 days, you wear out. So he's always getting injured at the end of these tournaments. It's terrible to see him get injured now.
That's exactly right. And he's a very important weapon for the Puerto Rico national team and their aspirations of earning one of the 2 spots available for Rio.
How crucial, in other words, I mean, let's just assume and assume hope for the best, but let's assume that he can't play in Mexico. What happens?
Well, Mo Harkless will have to do what he does. I mean, what Buckman does as a small power forward, but Mo Harkless, instead of playing the 3 spot, which is the position that he played in the NBA, will have to play a lot of 4.
As we take a look at the foul trouble, almost none for Puerto Rico, 2 for Collier. And the score by quarter after the first quarter, for both teams really had difficulty scoring. The Dominican posted 23 points, and they take now a 5-point lead. The 3-point shooting today.
Well, 14% for Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that's just.
They shot 15% yesterday. I mean, everybody was talking about the 12% 3-point shooting by Brazil, but Puerto Rico didn't do much better. Well, we watched some of the highlights of this first half. So 15% yesterday, 14% in the first half today, 34% in general.
And they allowed 5 3-pointers by the Dominicans. We see Feldin after Sosa's triple. Score. Vladia Ayuso found a lot of lanes in the early part of the first quarter, Carlos. This time combining with Bachman. Another open lane for Collier.
That was exactly the very next play after the one that we saw before.
Baez goes all the way in. Score. And then Suero. Time to assist. Santana ended up as the top scorer for the Dominican Republic. Richard Cheney with a beautiful pass for Jorge Brian Diaz. And Brian Diaz, Carlos, is almost like an innocent bystander.
Yeah.
He'll just do what's there, take advantage of it.
Right.
He won't go out of his way necessarily. He won't force the issue. Ends up with 13 points, 8 rebounds.
I was saying that just because of his height and his talent, he should be able to give you between 8 and maybe 12 points every single night. He scored 16 last night. 13. Well, he's got 6 already after the first half. So he should be a 10-point scorer without any problem in FIBA. But he should do the other things, the small things, to be a valuable player for this team.
Rivera, the captain, has no assists and 3 turnovers today. Vasallo drives to the basket.
Puerto Rico was switching on every single ball screen, and the Dominicans took advantage of that. Every time that they saw a mismatch, they were able to exploit it.
And here's the injury. Oh, you see that? Oh, it's a
left ankle.
Ankle strain.
It looks like, yeah, left ankle.
That's actually good news when you consider what the alternative could have been if it's the Achilles. So it looks like an ankle sprain of undetermined severity for Bachman. I would assume, Carlos, given the fact that we're in the Marchand Cup a few days away from the Olympic, that if it's an ankle, he's not playing anymore.
That could be the case. That could be the case.
So we'll take a few minutes. We'll be back. We'll try to get a medical report on Bachman. For the moment, the Dominican leads Puerto Rico by 5 at the half.
¿Qué le pasa a Lupita? No sé quién es esa niña. No sé que lo baile Lupita. Sí, sí. Baila Lupita. Sí, sí. Que quiere bailar. Vamos. Sí, sí, sí. Lupita quiere bailar. Lupita quiere gozar. Lupita quiere bailar. Lupita quiere gozar. Ay, pero Lupita. El baile
magia con alguien del público, alguien que esté por aquí, alguien que sea muy liviano, pero no lo voy a hacer solo porque hay un nuevo mago. No estoy solo yo. Adelante nuestro nuevo mago, por favor. Un aplauso para JJ. JJ, necesito a alguien del público, un niño chiquitito, alguien que se anime a flotar, a levitar. Adelante de todo este público. A ver, a ver. A ver, a ver, a ver. ¡Ahí viene! Adelante, un aplauso bien fuerte. Vamos, vamos, vamos a darle fuerza. ¡Ánimo! Hola. Muy bienvenido. ¿Cómo es tu nombre? Tiago. Muy bien, Tiago. ¿Sos livianito, Tiago? ¿Estás listo? Te vamos a sentar acá. Ahí está. Muy bien. Te vas a recortar. Perfecto. Estamos listos. Quédate durito. No te muevas. Una tela. Música, por favor.
Birds flying high.
¿Listo, JJ?
You know how I feel. Sun in the sky. You know how.
Sacamos una silla. Durito.
Breeze driven by.
1, 2, 3.
get up in it.
We're back for the second half of Puerto Rico against the Dominican Republic. It's a nightcap here of the second day of competition at the Marchand Continental Cup, the Tuto Marchand Cup. Tuto Marchand, for those who don't know, is a Puerto Rican attorney who did everything in the Puerto Rican League, and eventually he did just about everything you need to do at the FIBA level, especially FIBA Americas, the Americas region of FIBA. Tremendously respected in the hemisphere and around the world, and they named this tournament after him. The first edition of the tournament was back in 2007. In 2011 was the only time that was not held here at the Coliseum. It was done in Foz do Iguaçu. So you were in that team, weren't you?
I was.
You were the assistant coach then.
Yeah, we won the first 3 games. It was a 4-team tournament, and we played the Dominican Republic, also Canada, and we lost the last game to Brazil.
Well, Rick Pitino's going to try to win this game without Ronaldo Bachman. He's not on the bench. He didn't come out to warm up. This is not official, but our understanding is that it's an ankle issue. They will have an MRI on that ankle, and then he's not expected to be back for this game. We will have to find out, and we'll let you know via social media. Remember that FIBA has an account on Twitter. It's @FIBA, and they actually just launched the Spanish version of that account, @FIBA_ES.
And Ramon Clemente is starting the second half in place of Ronaldo Bachman.
As Garcia is getting the full treatment by the Puerto Rican defense. Sanchez open up the game with a 3, and now he makes another 3.
He made a 3-pointer from the left corner, and now one from the right corner.
Ayuso starting today instead of last night. He did not. He came off the bench as we double up Danny Vasallo.
Wow, what a pass.
Wow. Turnover. Just a lot of dribbling by the original penetrator, and I guess the Dominicans are staying home.
And no, they are trying to trap the pick and roll and try to make a hard hedge, is what they call it on defense. And now
Garcia just took his eye off the ball.
And the ball went out of bounds.
Turned it over.
That's a motion offense into the pick and roll. But the thing is that the best pick and roll player is this guy with the ball right here, Carlos Rivera. They have been running the pick and roll with Vasallo, and Vasallo is not a great ball handler.
Off the head of Feldine, and the 3-pointer by Ayuso. This classic upraised crossed arm signal. Garcia launches a 3. And it's rebounded by Elias Larry Ayuso. Born and originally spent his first few years in New York, ended up with an adopted family in New Mexico.
And Jorge Brian Diaz just missed an easy one, yeah.
Sosa. Corner 3 by Sanchez. It's good.
Great pass. Very good pass by Sosa. He drove to the basket, attracted the defensive attention, and passed the ball to the corner. And Sanchez is making a living out of those corners.
And that is Sosa's 5th assist. As we see another trade. Larry Ayuso stroking it. He would start strong in the Pan American Games, Carlos, in the first quarter, and then he would sort of fade, Ayuso, I mean. You wonder, there's going to be some cuts in this team. You wonder who's going to make it, as we see Santana for
having a very good game. Santana is on both ends of the court.
And Rick Pitino calls a timeout. 2 minutes into the third quarter, his team is down by 7.
Get off your feet. Second thing, if you don't press them and slow them down, we're going to lose by 20. I got to stop telling you that. When they race the ball up the floor, they're shooting almost 80%. Because you're getting missed. You've got to get on the ball. Who's ever guarding the guy who takes it out, he's on the ball. Once you slow him up, put him in a half-court set, you'll be able to play him. It's the made bucket transition that's killing us defensively. Now, last play. It was a pick and roll, right? So you got to go. They blitzed out, right? The next pass is you. He goes back to your man, right? Yeah, so you're in the lane, and then you get back out to his man. There's no way he can blitz and get to that guy as well. Now, Whoever takes it out, that guy is on the ball. And we slow him up.
Well, Rick Pitino is telling them as he sees it. I say, hey, if you don't stop the ball, they can shoot 80% because they are very good in transition.
And we're going to lose by 20.
And we're going to lose by 20. So he wants them to pressure the ball, pressure the inbounder, make them come against a set defense and play half-court offense. That's what he wants from the Dominican.
Well, guess what the Dominican's going to do to Puerto Rico when they inbound?
Exactly the same.
Yep, mirror images. As Clemente comes in to try to screen Sosa off Rivera a couple of times. Tough pass. Clemente corrals it inside to Diaz. No good. Rebound, a huge rebound by Sanchez.
Here are the Dominicans in transition again. Exactly what Pitino was talking about.
They just blew his timeout. I mean, he must be upset.
Exactly what he just told them.
He just warned them. Rivera, floater, no good. Again, Rivera a little slow getting back in transition. The ball's bounced off Diaz into the hands of Santana.
And now it's a 12-point lead for the Dominican.
Yuso trapped and a foul by either Garcia or Feldin. I think it's Garcia. Indeed it is.
But they are doing a good job following Ayuso through screens and then helping with the next man. It was a lucky play for the Dominicans. Good defense at the beginning by Puerto Rico, but the ball fell in the wrong hands from their point of view.
Clemente. As we see an open three by Daniel Vasallo. And they want pressure now off the inbound.
They want them to force them to try to bring the ball against that defense and have to play half-court offense.
Around the horn.
But even in the half-court, they are very difficult to defend because they spread you out. See that?
Hesitation and a foul, I believe, by Larry Ayuso. The Puerto Rican team spent a couple of weeks in Louisville. They played against Louisville alums who played in the NBA as the first scrimmage. They won that scrimmage by 23. It was a 5-quarter scrimmage. A hand by Clemente and a foul.
That's the 13th foul on the Puerto Ricans in this quarter. It's only the second team foul.
Sosa, lightning fast against Diaz. Ran out of room. The ball is in the hands of Rivera. Doesn't have numbers, but he's got Vasallo with a fake. Oops. To Diaz. And he gets the foul from Garcia, and Garcia now is piling up the fouls.
Let's see how Diaz does now in the free throw line. Remember in the first half he had 2 free throws and he missed them both.
It's Garcia's 3rd foul. So now we have substitutions. Victor Liz and Eloy Vargas in for the Dominican. Feldin and Santana will leave. Garcia remains with 3 fouls. There's another player, Carlos, a small forward, used to play in both leagues. Ended up playing for the Dominican Republic national team. And now he was just named the general manager of the Bayamon team that Feldin played in. And that's Franklin Wester.
Franklin Wester. The ghost, they used to call him, El Fantasma.
It's the second. Diaz does. Now.
That's the pressure that Pitino was talking about on 5 seconds.
Inbound violation by Vargas.
Great defense by Puerto Rico there.
They're down 7. Look at Bilbao. On the Dominican bench, assistant coach Ayuso, bounce pass, Clemente, nice move.
Nice pass by Ayuso also. The curve towards the basket, and then the pass, the drop of pass to Clemente.
The pressure Pitino was talking about, a little late, but it's there now. Puerto Rico closest in by 5. Garcia against Diaz, and there's a foul on Jorge Bryan, the Nebraska Cornhusker. 2 shots on Francisco.
That's Ayuso driving to the basket after coming off the curl and dropping the pass to Roman Clemente. And now Francisco Garcia to the free throw line.
Garcia is 1 for 3, now 2 of 4 from the line.
He hasn't been scoring much in this game, but he's been doing a heck of a job running the offense, playing good defense, playing at the 4th spot for some moments. As he said, he's going to do whatever it takes to help the Dominican Republic win.
And Flacco makes both. 7-point game, about midway through the 3rd. Ayuso drives, dishes, but nice hands by Garcia. Puerto Rico has 11 seconds to shoot.
But another good decision by Larry Ayuso. They are faking the shot and driving to the basket, and then at the end, it took a good defensive play by Francisco Garcia to stop that easy bucket, or possible easy bucket for Jorge Bryan Diaz. He's open.
Watch out. It's in. It's in. And he'll do that sign with upraised, crossed arms, even when he's on the floor.
Right.
That's his trademark.
And there's the ball pressure again.
And it's working. Puerto Rico is now 4 points away from the Dominican. Now we're halfway through the quarter. Crowd gets into it a bit. Garcia again with his left hand.
Yeah, that's a tough matchup for Ramon Clemente because he's essentially guarding a guard. Although Clemente, for a big guy, he moves his feet pretty well.
Diaz was lost on the screen, and now Ayuso has to improvise. A little bit of an up and under. Great box out and rebound by Vargas. Diaz. Inside, Vargas is all alone.
Nice pass. That was good defense by Jorge Bryan Diaz.
He just got lost.
Yeah, was more worried about Sanchez at the corner than clogging the lane.
Guillermo Diaz gets ready to come into the game. A 3 by Vasallo. It's in! Now the 3-pointers are coming in for Puerto Rico. And they close again. Now there's 5.
The largest lead for the Dominican was 12 points.
Oh! Vargas with the foul and the bucket. Too quick for Diaz.
Yeah, they have quickness mismatches everywhere right now. I mean, even Vargas, who's the center, is quicker than the center who's guarding him. And now Collier comes in for Jorge Bryan Diaz. They have a strong forward playing the center position now, so he might be able to defend Vargas if he goes out. But inside, Vargas should have the advantage.
The advantage. So Vargas still has some NBA dreams, playing for the NBDL, but of course supplementing the income, Carlos, with a couple of more stints in different leagues. Puerto Rican League, Dominican League. Oh, he airballed that free throw. And the Dominican League, Carlos, asks the Argentine League and now the Panamanian League that starts on September 15th with 6 teams, some of them traditional, some of them new. They're doing a lot of rebranding. They're doing a lot of they're working on their business end to make sure they can collect these players. If Vasallo loses the ball on the way to the basket, apparently it's off a Dominican player.
They had an open lane to the basket, but at the very last moment, somebody used his quick hand to take that ball away from Danny Vasallo.
Bias. Vasallo holds it. Collier fakes, shoots, misses, and now here comes Lees. Nobody's on him. Easy bucket.
That's gonna count.
Yep. Goaltend. No one went at him. No one made him pick up his dribble. And also a foul, apparently.
Well, nobody could catch him.
Yeah, Diaz with a foul. Collier with a goaltend.
Diaz got to him very late after he has started the 2 steps and the upward move towards the basket.
Clemente and Javi Gonzalez back in for Puerto Rico. Vasallo is out. And this is an incredibly short lineup for Puerto Rico. Vasallo will take a seat. This makes a shot. A very impressive season that he had this past year in the Dominican League. Gonzalez going elbow. 3 minutes to go in the quarter. They thought they had a little backward violation there. Puerto Rico did. Liz trips the ball in the hands of Vargas.
Wow.
Great pass, and Victor capitalizes.
Vargas with a very good pass off a loose ball.
Dominicans with a 10-point lead. Backdoor, Diaz. Blocked by Vargas. Wow. Tuto all alone. Huge rebound by Liz. And again, a reset with Sosa.
Liz showing that leaping ability that he has.
Here comes Ulis Baez. No good. Rebounded by Collier. Collier all the way. And he gets the bucket of the foul. Baez, the guilty party.
He was determined to go to the basket as soon as he got the pass back.
He was at the top of the key. And now Santana and Feldin back in for the Dominican. Vargas and Sosa will take a breather. Interesting lineup in terms of ball handling for the Dominican.
You're right. They're playing without a true point guard right now. But Feldin and Liz will do.
Jorge Brian Diaz coming in. So when the Dominican goes small, Puerto Rico now goes taller.
He'll be going in for the shooter, Evan Collier.
Makes the shot. It's a 7-point game. 2 minutes to go. Remember, the Dominican in hemispheric play has won 2 out of the last 3 games against Puerto Rico. This will not count in that ledger. Just an exhibition match in the Marchand Cup. Loses it. Ball's loose in the hands of Diaz. Diaz deflected and stolen by Feldin, and a foul by Javi Gonzalez to avoid the fast break. Javi commits his first. And that's obviously the 6 fouls. So Feldin makes the basket. So Panathinaikos, Carlos, will take him in next year.
That's a very good program to go to, a very good team.
You know what's amazing? Some of the players that did not, from Greece, that did not join the team for the World Cup of Basketball last year in Sevilla, Group B, are now playing in Eurobasket.
Right.
It's amazing. It's almost as if that's the most important competition. As we see, Javi Vázquez absorb the contact, Gonzalez absorb the contact, and this quick early transition after a made Puerto Rico basket is really one of the keys for the Dominican right now, as they're up by 7. Ball out of bounds. Last touch by Gonzalez.
Good defense by Gonzalez, though. He was anticipating the handoff and was right there in the passing lane.
Feldin tries to thread the needle, and here comes Puerto Rico. They've got numbers. Tough foul by Tuto, and it's called an unsportsmanlike foul as Gonzalez landed on his hip.
Let's see the replay on that play, because To be honest, I didn't look like a sportsmanlike foul.
No, it didn't. It's just the awkward. The landing was awkward and ugly, and it just sounded like bone landing on the wood, on the hardwood. But I'm not sure the act of the collision itself merited that. But hey, it's history now. Got it to the line. Somewhere Tuto under his breath is saying the ball doesn't lie.
He was looking uncomfortable when he started that free throw.
Yeah.
It's 102 and possession for Puerto Rico at half court.
Gonzalez this year played for Santurce, team that was run and coached by Paco Olmos, the former Puerto Rico national team head coach before Rick Pitino. He coached them all the way to, and the ball goes in and out on the shot by Gonzalez. He coached them all the way to Sevilla, and now apparently the Dominicans have it. The regional call was overruled. Last minute of the third. Two-possession game. Bias. Slip by. Inside. Another great set of hands. This time Clemente with a little deflection that led to the steal. Javi taking the screen. Over to Diaz. He drives against Liz. Short. Rebounded by Santana. No one's on the ball yet. Tuto. Strip. Nope, back into his hands. Corner three by Baez. Short. Rebounded by Clemente.
And 6 seconds to go for Puerto Rico.
And now Diaz understands that. Looks at the clock. Drives against Tuto. No room for him. And an extra pass without any time left. That's why Guillermo Diaz, good as he is, Carlos, just cannot handle the ball for Puerto Rico. He's just not a point guard. Doesn't have that mentality. He's lost track of time. And that is the end of three. It's a 6-point Dominican lead at the end of the third quarter against Puerto Rico. Shooting percentages are coming up, especially for the Dominican. Look at the three-point shooting by the DR. Their overall shooting, even their free throws. Puerto Rico's just struggling today, and they've missed so many shots in the paint.
So they started making the three-pointers in this third quarter, actually.
As we see, Vasallo leads Puerto Rico with 14 points, but there's no second scorer of note. Rivera with 5 has missed 4 of 5 shots. Ayuso has made 3 of 6.
Puerto Rico was perfect from the three-point range in the third quarter, 5 out of 5, after 1 of 7.
All right. And I know they're gonna fuck up in the switch and everything, but we gotta mix our stuff up. All right. Let's keep our defense where it is. How many points that quarter? 27 guys. That's too much. Let's get our D back in place. Let's go. It's about the defense. Let's go.
Kenny Atkinson played in European leagues, but he played in second and third division. As we see Robbie Alomar, formerly of the Toronto Blue Jays, a Hall of Famer in attendance among the worthies. He played second base, obviously, for the Blue Jays, and eventually for the Orioles and a couple other teams. He played for the Mets at the end of his career.
He started his career with San Diego
Padres. But Carlos, the way he covered balls that were batted to his left, the way he angled and caught balls that had no other second baseman really would typically go after that, produced a verb, a description of a play like that, and that was Alomaresque. You see Jorge Brian Diaz off a set play, short against Santana. Rodrigo Mendoza in the game, El Vikingo with the ball. Again, no classic point guard for the Dominican, and they don't seem to be missing them. Santana.
Yeah, Jorge Bryan has a very tough evening trying to follow Santana. He's taller, obviously, but he doesn't have the speed and quickness.
But Santana's intimidating him on the other end.
Well, Santana is a heck of a defensive player, and he's an athlete. He can block shots. He can make you change your shot.
We talked about the Dominican pipeline with Spain. There's actually an agreement between Dominican Republic and Spain to get some of these talents out to Spain in different programs, as he misses the first shot. In 1999, Edward Santana, when he was 19 years old, left for Spain to play with Cáceres in Extremadura with the EBA. The following year, he played for Lugo in the ACB for just a couple of games, and then ended up with Porriño in the LEP 2, the third category, the third division in Spain. Clemente just inside the three-point line. Rebounded by Baez.
Right now, Puerto Rico has a very good defensive squad on the court, but they are, they are not offensive weapons as such.
Inside to Baez. Plenty of time to keep playing. Here comes Tuto, and he gets hammered along the way. Foul is by Diaz.
Now Collier comes in for Jorge Bryan Diaz, and they may have their best defensive squad right now. Rivera is also coming back in the game.
Diaz commits his fourth with 9 minutes to go in the game. He's got to take a seat. Collier's in for him. Mendoza. Back to Baez. Cheney with the rebound. Rivera chased by three Dominicans. Here comes Clemente. I'm sorry, Cheney with a tough shot. I'm sorry, Clemente with a tough shot.
Yeah, good pass by Carlos Rivera to Ramon Clemente.
Backdoor denied by Rivera. Feldin put his head down over to Suero. No room for him, but he makes it anyway.
Nice bucket by Suero.
In that round, they're trading baskets, and that's not good business for Puerto Rico. Cheney is fouled by Suero.
Dario Ayuso will be back in the game.
For Diaz.
Diaz did a very good job on defense. He wasn't that lucky on the defensive end, but he was playing good defense on the ball handler, the Dominican ball handler.
Oh, Cheney's all alone, and he lays it in with a nice pass by Collier. Rivera was telling Collier what to do, the point guard.
Yeah, that was a good blind pick by Carlos Rivera, and then directing traffic also.
Double team. Baez all alone. He misses his second open three, wide open three. Only he makes those. Ayuso with a floater, and he's hammered. We go to the line.
So Puerto Rico can make this one possession game now with the two free throws by Larry Ayuso, who historically has been one of the greatest free throw shooters, no matter what league you're talking about.
Leaves Mendoza behind, gets hammered.
Around 90% lifetime.
One of the top scorers in the history of the National Superior Basketball League. He played for Montegranaro at the turn of the century in Italy. Grand Rapids, Besitkas, St. Petersburg in Russia, Žalgiris Kaunas in Lithuania's LKL, Split in Croatia's A1, Cibona in Zagreb in Croatia's A1, you name it.
All over.
Yep.
Even had a couple of training camps with the Lakers and the San Antonio Spurs.
Indeed. Feldin again, the early transition, and Feldin is offline, but rebounded by Baez.
Mismatch again. Feldin is going to take Collier to the basket.
Another miss by Baez. Remember how yesterday Brazil looked a little winded and slow against Puerto Rico? Now Puerto Rico looks a little winded and slow against the Dominican. Ayuso with a three. It's in! That's a trademark. That's a registered trademark.
We got a new game.
It's a tie game.
7 minutes to go. 69-69.
Baez. Blocked by Katie, but a foul by Clemente. As Victor Elise will come back into the game for Puerto. I'm sorry, for Rigoberto Mendoza.
He's a three-pointer by Larry Ayuso to tie the game.
All ball, says Clemente. And Ulises Baez makes the shot. Baez right now playing for Gran Canaria, the same team as Nicolás Ricciotti of Argentina. Ulises Benjamin, Baez Benjamin, born in Santo Domingo, he's 33 years old, played volleyball competitively before playing hoops for the Southeastern Community College in Iowa. Ended up at FIU and then Western Illinois. And then, after the NCAAs, Acasvayu Girona in Spain. Garcia, Rivera, tough shot and a foul by Vargas. And again, picked up by Vargas and Collier.
So Puerto Rico with a chance to go ahead after being down by 12 in this second half. And Flaco Garcia is coming back.
The closer, right?
Because Ulises Baez is having a bad shooting night.
He really is.
I mean, 0 for 4 from three-point range, 1 for 8 for the game. And usually he makes those open shots.
Yes,
so they need a shooter that can be a guarantee if Puerto Rico keeps playing the defense that they are playing.
And now Santana, who's having an outstanding game, 5 of 6 from the field, including 4 or 5 threes. He may be having the best night he's ever had at this level from behind the arc. How do you like Kenny Atkinson's debut with this, really in a competitive setting?
He's taking advantage of the strength of his team. He knows that his team is small, but they're quick, they are good shooters. So he plays even smaller. Sometimes he goes with 1 big guy and 4 perimeter players, and he's giving this Puerto Rican defense some fits.
See if Rivera can get Puerto Rico the lead. He does. 6.5 to go, and pressure up the inbound. This leaves Tuto behind, almost loses the ball, finally gets it over the half-court line. Garcia launches. It's in!
That's the shot that Baez was taking. I'm missing.
The closer.
So there you go. That's a great move by Coach Atkinson.
Sayo.
Collier got it on his way.
Ball hit by Liz. Rivera, 8 seconds to shoot. He got hit by Feldin. The ball doesn't even hit the rim, and here comes the Dominican, Victor Liz. Bad pass, but a great move by Collier to force the bad pass.
Yes, sir.
He really closed in on Santana, who for a moment looked to be open under the basket, but then in flash Collier. And Carlos, Collier is not perceived to be an athletic player, but he'll surprise you. His short space movement is really unbelievably quick. See Jim Orr, Bill Bano, Atkinson, David Diaz on the right.
Yeah, I do. What do you guys think?
I can't take it back. I think we got another minute or 2 and Feldin's coming back for these, and that's who we finished.
This is great. This is unbelievable. Let's hear Kenny Atkinson.
I still think it's an easier pass than it's too close. Hey, great game. Let's keep playing. All right? We need to, huh? No, it's their ball. Fair ball.
As we see Larry Ayuso and his shot chart, you know, I think he made a three from that right corner, which is there. He made some long threes on the left side. The three-point line for him is just a concept, a mere detail.
Yeah, and he's a great shooter.
Great range.
He didn't start the game yesterday. Guillermo Diaz did in his place, but today he started, has been doing a good job. 4 out of 7 from the field.
And boy, they needed him to get back into this game. He's been the key to get them back into the game. But now with the Garcia three, it's a Dominican up by 2 as we approach the midpoint of the last quarter. Edgar Sosa back on the court for the Dominican, guarding Rivera, who's playing some heavy minutes right now. Ayuso open again. No good this time. Rebounded. Huge rebound by Santana.
That's his first miss in the second half. And that's the first miss by Puerto Rico from three-point range in the second half, after going 1 for 7 in the first half.
So they're human.
Yeah.
Stripped by Collier again.
Collier is doing a heck of a job.
Wow. Ayuso drives, pops. And there's Clemente to clean things up. 3 Dominicans just watch Clemente come in and tip that ball in.
Tying the game again.
Sosa all the way in. Gets the foul, but he doesn't get the basket. He'll go to the line.
That's very difficult for Ari Ayuso, trying to stay in front.
And again, you talk about how Dominican the shooters just spread out.
Right. Ayuso missed the floating layup, but there was Clemente to tip it in. And then Sosa leaving Ayuso behind and getting fouled.
We talked about Edgar Sosa, Carlos. We remember being in Mar del Plata and hearing the cries of Edgar as he laid on the floor with a very significant compound fracture of his lower leg. But he's back.
He's completely recovered.
He really is.
He's so quick.
Not only that, he's stronger than he ever was.
He's so fast with the ball. He's athletic. I mean, it's very difficult for point guards to stay in front of him.
And when Edgar Sosa was coming up, and even to this day, Carlos, there's a sense, you see a foul by Liz, shoving Ayuso. There's a sense that Dominican lacks point guards. Well, we just saw 3 of them coming up in Toronto playing for the Pan Am game. They're pretty good.
Young kids. They did a good job, and none of them is
are here.
Team right here.
Yep.
Collier has to come back to the ball.
Yep.
They denied the ball to Rivera, and Collier and Vasallo were looking at each other.
Miguel Dicen, Andres Félix are some of those young point guards.
Vasallo will go to the free throw line. That's an advantage that Puerto Rico has. Right now, they have 3 of the best free throw shooters in the history of the BSN.
And those are Ayuso?
Ayuso, Carlos Rivera, and Danny Vasallo playing at the same time.
With the Dominican having 5 fouls. From now on, they'll go to the line. And by the way, Carlos, that's the way they sentenced the game yesterday against Brazil. That's how they finished that game.
That's right.
At the free throw line. They make both. Back up top. 1-point lead. Sanchez. Finally across the midcourt. 4.5 to go. Garcia against Clemente.
Clemente doing a good job trying to stay in front of Garcia.
Short. The ball. Loose. In the hands of Puerto Rico. Here comes Ayuso.
Great defense by Clemente.
He drives. All the way in. It's in!
Wow. That's a 38-year-old veteran right there. Driving to the basket against the youngsters.
Rivera now guarding Sosa. Ayuso's guarding Liz. Super quick. Beautiful throw pass. Garcia's all alone, but he can't make the shot. Vasallo comes up with a rebound.
Good box out by Vasallo there.
Chance for Puerto Rico to add to their lead. Uh-oh. The ball stripped by Sanchez. All the way in for the dunk.
Vasallo just lost control of the ball. Sanchez very opportunistic.
And a timeout by Rick Pitino. 3:41 to go. What a game.
It is. Turning back the clock. Dario Ayuso. But then Vasallo just lost control of the ball right here. And Sanchez says, you don't want it?
I'll
I do.
take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. And I know what to do with it right here. Throw it down.
Yeah, it's a switch. Okay, that's what they're looking for, a slip or a screen to the three-point shot. Don't mess up on defense. You can turn the ball over, that's fine. Do not mess up on defense. All right, now, Larry's doing a good job of paint touching, but you bunch them together, he's got no option. Stop and roll. When you're playing Garcia, if you back up, he's going to pull a three on you. Get in this stance, forcing him this way. You're playing him like this and giving him the middle. Ramon, will you please pass it to the guy on pop? We're running three now. Three. Then you get back. Who's guarding the guy taking it out? When I say get up, I don't mean trap. I mean get up and deny your man. Now, don't lose your man anymore.
The New York style, the New York school of communication, Carlos.
And a lot of different things to mention to his team in that timeout. He took care of almost everything that you can talk about.
He's 100% right.
Yeah, he is. But he said, you know, I don't care if you turn the ball over. Don't mess up on defense.
And don't lose your guy.
Now, Ramon Clemente has to do a better job now when Francisco Garcia set that screen, because what they need to do is switch.
And he's talking about spacing as well, Carlos, which they're doing right now. Nice pass, nice fake, and a foul by Santana.
That's a better move by Danny Vasallo.
All he wanted to do was get contact.
Yes,
For him, through free throws, it's like a bucket.
He moved into Santana's space.
Yep.
Yeah. You'll see it here. He knows that Santana is a good shot blocker, so he's not going to go straight away with that shot. Look at that. After the fake, he goes into Santana's body.
Well played. Santana understands. Here comes Vasallo. Makes the first free throw. His father played basketball as well. As Cheney comes in for Clemente.
So they can switch a little bit better now with that screen on the ball.
Pressure. A three-point Puerto Rico lead. Feldin, guarded by Ayuso. Ayuso gambling at the midcourt.
Yeah, and if he commits a foul, Puerto Rico is over the limit also.
Feldin with a long three.
Wow.
Short. Boy, look at what's going in.
Yeah.
Rivera, cross court to Vasallo. Here we go. Rivera, back to Vasallo again. Garcia guarding him tight. A floater goes in.
Nice
Now it's Kenny Atkinson who calls the timeout.
Carlos Rivera directing traffic on offense, doing almost everything but score. That's what Ayuso and Vasallo have been doing lately.
3 minutes to go. A 5-point Puerto Rico lead.
They were down
fun.
12 in the third quarter, so that means that that's a 17-point turnaround. Look at that. Vasallo with the fake and then the floater before Sanchez can even get there.
So the three has been part of Puerto Rico's offense. What else has worked with Puerto Rico offensively?
Well, they're moving the ball very well. They are attacking the paint. By attacking the paint, they make the defensive rotation from the Dominican Republic come at the ball handler, and then they're finding open people. But the defense has been great lately.
Let's listen to Kenny Atkinson.
So press break, right? Free throw. Fred, come off, James. One of you guys get it. Here. Get it in. Everybody has to clear out. As he's bringing up, Edward, just fucking go nail him at half court. All right? Then we're spaced here. All right? Then we're gotta get into him. All right? Let's go. Here we go. We're good.
So now we know, Carlos, that Kenny Atkinson speaks English, a little bit of Spanish, and even some French.
That's right. And he was very vehement of what he wants Santana to do.
We apologize for the colorful language, but hey, what can you expect? What, 3 minutes to go? The minute, I think Kenny Atkinson knows what this means.
And I'll take it. If we have if we have access to those photos, I'll take it.
As a coach, you must be loving it.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go, the pressure that Atkinson anticipated. A foul by,
that's a cheapy one.
Yeah, by Ayuso. That's not a smart one.
Wow. 90 feet away from the basket, and both teams are in the bonus.
Yep. That's giving the Dominican a chance to cut down the lead for the clock. Stop. Here comes Clemente in for, I believe, Ayuso. Oh, it's Richard Cheney
who's coming out. Yeah.
Not Ayuso. Sosa makes the first.
Yeah, with a chance to make this a one-possession game again.
Played for Dinamo Sassari in the Serie A in Italy. Makes both. Sosa this year a 71% free throw shooter with Sassari. Collier with the screen. Reverses to Rivera. The pass wasn't quite on target, but Rivera took care of business.
He's a winner. That's what he is. Three-time BSN champion, Carlos Rivera.
Garcia with a huge three, short. And a foul by Rivera on Santana. What shot. Garcia has no conscience. He has so much confidence, though.
That's right.
He doesn't care where that line is.
And I'm sorry, I took one championship away from Carlos Rivera. 4-time BSN champion. He won one with Arecibo, one with Mayagüez, and two with the Ponce Leones.
The last two.
Last 2 years. And that's what he can do for you.
You know, he and Barrera were teammates in high school. He's making a case for being at the FIBA level as good a point guard as Barrera, if not better.
Well, in high school, he was the MVP of the state tournament. He wasn't Barrera. He wasn't Jesus Verdejo, who was a great prospect at that time. Carlos Rivera was the MVP.
As Victor Lee comes back in the game for Santana. It's a 5-point Puerto Rico lead, and now it's the Dominicans' turn to put some pressure. A little slight pressure on the inbound. Ooh, Basayo got hit in the eye. Ronaldo Bachman not playing the second half with a left ankle or left foot injury. We don't know exactly the nature of the injury. Free to shoot. Ayuso improvises. The ball is deflected by Sanchez.
Great defense by the Dominicans here.
Orlando Sanchez just very patiently waited, and finally deflected. Cheney in for Collier. Lots of subs now.
Yeah, they're trying to match up with all the shooters that the Dominican Republic have on the court right now. So they're going offense, defense. Oh, that switch right there. That's what the Dominicans want.
And Sosa can't make it, though. He can't capitalize against Clemente. Ayuso's winded right now. Ayuso's feeling those 38 years, Carlos, and those spills and those bad pass by...
No, it was touched.
Oh, it was touched by Liz?
It was touched, yeah.
And yep, that is confirmed. Liz had the cat burgers attitude and expression like, hey, I didn't touch it. It went off. It was just a bad pass. $14 seconds to shoot. A little confusion on the Puerto Rican side.
No, they're arguing that, that there was a push by Francisco Garcia away from the ball.
And now a foul by Liz on, again, Basayo.
That's not a smart play by Liz. We said that it wasn't a smart play when a couple of plays ago when Ayuso fouled Sosa. That's exactly the same thing.
Now the referees are talking to Liz. Trying to calm things down. Danny Vasallo. He is now 5 for 5 from the line. Puerto Rico overall 83% from the free throw line. 19 of 23.
Well, the right people are taking the free throws.
Makes the second. Minute and a half to go. It's now a 7-point lead, the greatest.
High pick, and they're going to switch it right away.
Feldine. Tough shot, and the foul! James Feldine put his head down, drove in, took the contact.
But again, they are switching in the first 4 or 5 seconds of the possession on the pick and roll right on top. This is exactly what the offense from the Dominican Republic wants. That's lazy defense. When you just switch for the sake of switching, that's lazy defense. Much has been said about Puerto Rico being a much improved defensive team now. But that's the line of least resistance, switching just for the sake of switching.
So what would you do?
Play tough defense for 10 or 12 seconds and switch at the end if you need to.
Oh, the ball comes out of the hands of Ayuso. And the fight for that ball is a foul by Puerto Rico.
With a bonus situation.
Yep. That foul's on Clemente. On Clemente, now committing, I believe, his 5th foul. So he's gone. Clemente's gone right now. 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. No turnovers. He made 4 of 6 shots, and Guillermo Diaz will come in for Puerto Rico. Guillermo has not found himself with the basket. He's missed all 4 shots, all of them 2-pointers.
He played great defense, though, in the 3rd quarter when the Dominican were ahead by 12, and they could have gone up by a larger amount of points if not because of the defense they have. Gonzalez and Guillermo Diaz played at the end of that quarter.
Garcia calmly makes the 3 throws. Now it's a 1 short possession game. Rick Pitino calls a timeout. 58 seconds to go. And you wouldn't expect any less from these 2 teams.
They're going to switch. So right away, you pass the ball here, you dribble it, go screen, slip the screen.
What position?
Go, it doesn't matter. You're in a 5-man motion. There are no positions. But you understand that? Then when you switch the pick and roll, bring the guy back to the middle and don't give up the 3. All right, now you're for now, for purposes, you're the 5 on the 3 play, on the side. You're the 4. Now look, keep them on the sideline. They're going to take the 3. Go rebound the ball, try to get a layup and go into motion. You got to screen and slip. Stop standing there wanting the ball like that. That's absurd.
Chaney, you take it out. Guillermo, you're the 2. Tyler, you're the 1. All right?
Bring him in, Guillermo. Bring him in and off.
Cut off the first one, Guillermo. Go all the way to the corner.
Now, you're going to set the back screen. Saying him.
Yeah, you're the 3 right now. Then Carlos, come up. All right, now look.
You're going to set the back screen. He's going to pop.
But what? When you run to the corner, all right, Guillermo, you're going to run out.
Run out. Get him off the back.
Gotta get him up to slip.
Step out to the wall.
Mike Mulatto drawing up that play on offense.
And they're going to be playing a 5-man motion. Vasallo was asking, what position am I in right now? He said, it doesn't matter, we're playing motion offense. But then he said, no, you're the 5, you're the 5. So a very small Puerto Rican team right now for this offensive, very important offensive play.
And the Dominicans basically match it. Rivera gets fouled by Garcia. The question is it a 2 or a 3?
It's a 3.
I don't know.
He was behind the line.
I don't know. He was very close to the line. Let's see. It's a 3.
Good shot. Yes, sir. That's a better move right there.
He took a step forward, though. That's not a good angle, but boy, that was close. Bad play by Garcia anyway. I mean, 2 or 3 at this point, right? But let's see now. I don't know if this can give us the
We're not
angle.
going to see
the foul's right here.
We're not going to see the
Yeah, we're not going to see it. It's a 3. Rivera makes the first. Rivera right now 5 of 5. He's got 10 points. He's got 7 rebounds, only 1 assist, 3 turnovers.
Puerto Rico 11 for 11 from the free throw line in this quarter.
Trying to make this a 2-possession game. 52 seconds to go. Plenty of time for Dominican now. Garcia's already thinking of 3-point shooting, and Petit's anticipating that. Is that why he's a winner?
Yes, I mean, and he's a great free throw shooter. I told you before.
Here comes Sosa. Drives against Diaz. Liz against Rivera. Turns around. Nice shot. It's in. So now it's a 3-point game. It's a 1-possession game. 41 seconds to go. Rivera picks up the dribble. Vasallo makes it past the half court. Watch out.
The good ball handlers for Puerto Rico and great free throw shooters are the ones that have the ball in their hands.
Sanchez hounding Rivera. 7 seconds to shoot. Vasallo with a 3. Bang! Huge three-pointer by Danny Vasallo. 3 of 4 from behind the line. And now he makes it a 2-possession game with less than 21 seconds to go.
And it's not only a 2-possession game, that it's a 2 long possessions. That means that the Dominican needs 2 3-pointers. So Puerto Rico can play to allow the dribble penetration and not allow any open shooters. That's the way that they could play their defense right now. A heck of a shot by Vasallo with 5 seconds on the shot clock.
By the way, that was Carlos Rivera's first formal assist in this game.
That's okay. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you don't get the stats, but you're doing the yacht right there.
Hey, watch. Oh, you got it out here. James Feldine, come off here hard. Edgar, fucking slam Francisco's guy. Francisco, go for a corner 3. All right? Edward, you're setting it here. Fucking James, come right back for a 3. So corner 3. Yeah, you just get out. All right? Got it? Here we go. Let's go, fellas. Play to the end. Play to the end, man. Let's go.
Play to the end, says Edgar Sosa after those instructions by Atkinson, which means that Flacco is going to take a 3-pointer from the corner after his man is going to be screened. Let's see how that goes.
Puerto Rico a little slow getting back out into the court. And that's been a point of emphasis on FIBA referees to get them out of timeouts early and get them set. Keep the games tight, moving. The coaches say pace. Here comes Santana. A quick 2. No good. A 2.
Yeah, that doesn't bother Puerto Rico at all, even if Santana would have scored. That's not what Coach Atkinson wanted.
What happened there? Freelancing?
And Sanchez says, give it to me. I mean, Francisco Garcia says to Sanchez, give it to me. That was the play. That was diagrammed there.
I mean, Santana's a veteran, Carlos.
Yeah. He thought that the quick 2 could be of any help, but it wouldn't have, even if he would have scored.
It was there for a reason. It was open for a reason.
Yeah.
As Rivera makes the free throw, and again, Puerto Rico again.
They are 14 for 14 from the free throw line in this quarter.
And that's 14 free throws. It's the margin here. So the Puerto Rico win. Now 13 seconds and a foul by Rivera. That was not necessary.
But it takes away the 3-point shot. It's not that bad either.
Look at that, 15 of 15, and Rivera has been leading them, making half of them, as Edgar Sosa will go to the line. Makes the shot, but it looks uphill right now.
Yeah, well, Puerto Rico has to take care of the ball now. Press offense against the Dominican Republic defense.
I mean, would you miss on purpose right now? He made it. And now a substitution, Victor Lees.
Yeah, that substitution gives the Dominican the chance to set up their press. But again, if Puerto Rico handles the ball and take care of business at the free throw line, this game should be over.
They're going to aim to steal, otherwise they're going to foul. No foul yet, and here comes Richard Cheney. Up ahead to Guillermo Garcia, and that is the game right there. 5 seconds to the end of the game. And James Fildine launches a three, and he makes it, but it's all over. Puerto Rico beats the Dominican Republic 96-91. They stay unbeaten. They keep up with Canada, and they will meet in the last day of this competition. That is shaping up to be a tremendous game.
They play Canada,
my understanding is,
on Wednesday.
Right, so tomorrow Canada will play the Dominicans.
Yes.
And Puerto Rico will play the Canada for potentially unbeaten if they both get there unbeaten.
On Wednesday, but then Puerto Rico will have another game on Thursday against Argentina.
So we'll see what happens between these two teams. As again, you'll see the hugs, you see the smiles, you see the kidding around. That is the beauty of this great rivalry. The Dominican Republic had a lead early in this game, but couldn't hold it. As we look at the scoring in the second half and how Puerto Rico ended up scoring 63 points to 53 by the Dominican, and that was the game in the second half.
The last quarter was a great offensive execution by Puerto Rico.
The only question, of course, right now for Puerto Rico, how does Ronaldo Baldwin's left ankle, left foot feel?
Right.
They will perform an MRI tonight, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. You've seen him before, you've coached him before. This could be either a serious injury or not that serious of an injury at all. He'll be back tomorrow.
That's right.
We just don't know.
We'll have to wait and see.
96-91, that's the end of action here at the Tuto Marchand Cup, second day of Tuto Marchand Cup competition, the Continental Cup, with Puerto Rico beating the Dominican 96-91. The top scorer for the Dominican Republic was James Fildine with 14. Sanchez and Sosa, as well as Edward Santana, ended up with 13 points as well. In rebound battle, even. The Dominican won that one 41-38 overall, with Puerto Rico gaining 10 rebounds. But listen to the difference, Carlos, in free throw shooting. Puerto Rico 86%, Dominican 78%. As we look at Clemente fouling out after having to play many different positions and having to guard many different kinds of players in this game.
Puerto Rico had their best offensive quarter in the fourth quarter, scoring 36 points. Most of them coming from the free throw line. At least 15 of them came from the free throw line.
And another big difference, Carlos, turnovers. The Dominican had 17, led by Victor Liza's 5 turnovers. Puerto Rico had only 9 for the entire game. And that was the difference, too.
And, you know, when you talk about going to the rebounds as a group, gang rebounding, you see the point guard for Puerto Rico leading the team in rebounds. Carlos Rivera had 8 rebounds. We were mentioning that he only had, was credited for 1 assist. So how about being one of the top scorers in the game, taking care of the ball at crunch time, and also getting 8 rebounds?
And A.D. Vasallo ended up with 7 rebounds. Ramon Clemente ended up with 5. Great game. I mean, overall, you're looking at a Puerto Rican team that's playing